This is Ashish Masih Cars, helping you buy better.
So here I am driving the Maruti Suzuki Celerio AMT today. This is the automatic version of the car. And an AMT basically means an automated manual transmission. It doesn't mean automatic, it means automated manual transmission. And AMTs are the most affordable and the most cheapest actually forms of automatic gearboxes out there. You can buy a CVT, you can also buy a torque converter gearbox, and you can also buy dual clutch, but all those are more expensive in terms of the technology that they offer. This is the most affordable, and it also is the one which is very popular in India at the moment because of its affordability, of course, and also because it's fuel efficient, and also because its after sales and servicing is a lot more affordable and relatively cheap. Now, talking about this car comes with a 1 litre petrol engine, and this of course is the K series engine from Maruti Suzuki. Now, the beauty about this engine of course is the fact that it's a very refined engine, and it's also a very smooth engine. So if you are someone who revs this car too much and he enjoys pushing it to the limit, this car's engine remains quiet even when you rev it hard. That's something good. It's also a responsive engine, and it loves to rev from even low RPMs. It goes all the way up to its red line of about 6,000 RPM without too much fuss. The AMT gearbox, well, how is that to drive? To be honest, it's not the fastest shifting gearbox in the market. It's a 5-speed unit, but it doesn't shift gears very quickly. It takes its own sweet time when you smash the accelerator pedal over here. So it's not a car for keen drivers or for enthusiasts or for people who love sporty driving. No, it's not that kind of car. And if you want to use it in manual mode, you can of course move this lever on the left and pull up to yourself, and it goes into a plus gear, or push it down and it goes into lower gear. But even when you use it manually, even then there's a little bit of lag in the gearbox, but that's quite okay because all AMTs are like that, and it is within acceptable limits. It's nothing which is out of the blue or something which is not acceptable in terms of AMT technology. Now, where this car does really well is in the fact that the steering wheel is really nice and light, and the ride quality also is quite good, which makes it a good car for people who drive themselves. It's not a car which will tire you out, and it's a car which will make you feel quite comfortable in it, and you will definitely enjoy the experience of sitting inside this car on a long day behind the steering wheel. Now, what's also commendable about this car is the fact that the cabin feels very bright and very airy. In fact, because of the generous use of beige inside the cabin, it feels really nice, and you'll just enjoy sitting inside this car because it feels much bigger than it is already. And even the back seat on this car is surprisingly very spacious and very roomy, despite the fact that it's got a relatively compact wheelbase. So Maruti's done a great job in getting the best amount of space and liberating the best amount of space from inside the cabin of the Celerio. Now, what you'll also like about this car is the excellent visibility all across. Visibility is good because you sit up high, the seats are high set, and the side view mirrors are also nice and chunky. The mirror over here also is quite big, so you get a good view of whatever's happening behind you. And as I said, the ride comfort is surprisingly very good for a car which has a relatively compact wheelbase. The steering also is very light, even though it's decent in terms of accuracy. It is a light steering wheel. So in short, what I'm trying to say is that if you are someone who drives himself in the city, then you'll definitely enjoy the hassle-free nature of this car, because as I said, steering is light, visibility is excellent, ride comfort is good. You'll enjoy it, and even though the gearbox is a little slow to respond in both the manual as well as automatic modes, it's quite okay and within acceptable limits. If you have to get from point A to point B without too many hassles and want to have a car which offers you low running costs, then this is a good car. In fact, I think in the Maruti AMT range, this is the best car in their AMT range of automatic small cars. Now, this car belongs to a friend of mine, and he's had it for roughly about a year, and this car's done about 10,000 kilometers on the odometer here, and he says that this car delivers figures in excess of about 15-16 kpl on a very regular basis inside the city, and these are figures which have been achieved with the AC on. Now, only one person drives it when these figures have been achieved, but that said, these are good figures, and figures which definitely are genuine because he's been driving it, and I think that these are acceptable figures and figures which will put a smile on the face of anyone who wants an affordable, no-nonsense kind of car for driving himself in the city on a daily basis. So overall, what's my verdict of the Maruti Suzuki Celerio Automatic? Well, I think you should definitely take a test drive of this car and shortlist it if you're in the market for a hatchback which offers you the hassle-free nature of an automatic car. And I will give it a good score of 88 out of 100, and I think that it is one of the better cars in the Maruti Suzuki small car portfolio, especially for people who want a completely hassle-free car to drive in the city.